Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of my Ring of Elysium tips and tricks for the new Europa/Paradise Falls map.
Make sure you stay to the very end of this video because that's where I've got listed the fastest way for you to become the best player that you can be in the shortest possible time.
If you haven't already watched part 1, please go have a look at that, as there's also heaps of new tricks and tips and info on the new map and how to play it. Okay, let's get back into the tips and tricks for winning on the new map. So, a massive part of the game is getting a good start. If you spawn and don't find a decent gun or two and gear pretty fast, it can mean a much harder game over the rest of the game, as you're always chasing loot. So the big places where I seem to find the best loot, and often seems to only have one or two other people, are Baywater Construction, Sidon Castle, Resort, Maris Observatory, Galileo Harbour, Ocean Park, Angel Town or Cathedral, or the Shipyard. I'm sure the cities and towns are also fine, but I find that going in and out of small buildings is a lot slower and a good way to get shot by someone who's hiding in one of them. The towns are also generally more sort of situated to the middle of the map, and my personal play style is to start on the edge and move into the zones, as I don't like having people coming from all around me, and definitely don't want them from behind, as it's too easy to be stuck between 2 or 3 teams. In the previous map there were places that were definitely better to spawn, depending on which pack you were using. In this map, I think you can pretty much go with either the bike or the grapple from anywhere in the map, and you'll be fine. If you're dead set on using the glider, I'd say you're somewhat limited to spawning in Sidon Castle or Maris Observatory, as they're 2 high places that also have decent loot. As you can no longer shoot while using any of the pack items, apart from the glider, and that's hardly even worth using anymore, there's a lot less reason to carry a submachine gun. Or at least, that's what someone said to me the other day when I questioned why they were running a sniper and 2 assault rifles. Now, I've had a bit of a think about this, and there can be cases made for both setups, I guess. Assault rifles do more damage per bullet, but they have a much slower rate of fire than the submachine guns. I guess it's all personal preference at the end of the day, but for me, I'd prefer to have a very fast firing gun, like a Vector, for very close range, and an assault rifle for the mid and semi-close range fights, than just having 2 assault rifles. And for the semi-close to mid-range, if I haven't managed to kill the enemy before I've emptied my first clip, I'm likely dead anyway, and the second assault rifle was no use to me. But hey, if you have any opinion on the best setup, let me know in the comments below. The only other big change is how to play the endgame. In this map, when you get to the end game, the ash storm is a lot easier to see through than the snowstorm was. This means that hunting people once you can see where they are located on the map is much easier. Most players tend to either rush the heli as soon as it stops, and these are obviously the easiest to kill as they climb the ladder, so be sure you've got a good line of sight to that ladder for the heli when it stops. The other players tend to hide close-ish to the helicopter, and also try to pick off the players that are going for the heli early, and then they tend to sit and try to out-heal the other players. This is pretty great, as you can see easily where they are once the map shows everyone, and you can quickly move between the pulses that show everyone's location on the map to where they are hiding with your bike or your grappling hook, and then get the kill. You'd be surprised by how many people simply just don't look for you coming in with such speed now that you can grapple or bike to them, and so they're rarely ready to fight, as they tend to be sitting there healing and don't have a gun out. Obviously the aim at this point is to kill as many people that are anywhere near close to the helicopter as possible, and then get into the helicopter for the win. Just remember that as you kill people you get adrenaline rush, so you can either heal fully or rush the heli and not take damage for a few seconds. As a little note in relation to this, there is a white circle that appears around the helicopter, and it shrinks as the time goes on, showing you the range of vision to the ladder from outside of that circle. So if all the other players are on the outside of that white circle, you can get to the ladder and get into the helicopter without them seeing you. So all of this is great, and it's fun to play solo games. I mean, people die when you kill them, as opposed to possibly being revived again, so it's easier to get good kill counts in solo games. But generally games are more fun with other people. So if you have some friends that play, that's awesome, but sometimes they're not on, or you may not have friends that are into Ring of Elysium, or you may not have friends that play games. That's annoying and a pity, because you're missing out on a lot of the best parts of Ring of Elysium if you're not playing in squad games. Now, squad games come with a lot of upsides and only 2 small downsides, and one of them's kind of an upside anyway. The downsides are, 1, you need to knock an enemy and then also keep hitting them to kill them, so they don't get resurrected by the squads. So running off to do your own thing will let you die, or your teammates die due to fighting with poor odds. Now, this is also a bit of an upside if you're a godlike player and you can take out squads on your own, but most of us can't. However, Playing in squads, the upside is awesome. You get to meet and play with people that are into the same thing you are, which is gaming and Ring of Elysium. You get to learn to be a much better player pretty quickly, as your teammates will often be better players than you are, and generally they're more than willing to advise you on what you could be doing better or differently. This may sometimes come across as them being a little shitty at your lack of positioning, etc. But take it as constructive criticism and it'll make you better really fast. You can use tactics to flank and distract other players as a team and generally get more kills easier as a team. Your chance of winning is much higher, as you only need to get one of your team into the helicopter. This can be done while the rest of your squad distracts, hunts and kills the last remaining players. And you've also only got a maximum of 24 other teams trying to get into the helicopter, instead of potentially 99 other teams if you're playing in a solo game, or 49 other teams if you're playing in duos. So how do you get into games with these awesome players and people? Well, this is the best part. You could just join a game as a solo to join a random squad in game, but you're likely to join with people that don't talk on their mic much, or they don't talk at all, or they don't work together, and if anything, they're more of a hindrance than a help in what has now become a team game. Or you can jump on Discord. I assume you've got it if you're a gamer, and if not, stop what you're doing right now. Pause the video and go and download Discord. I'll put the link in the description below, so get on it and then come back and I'll explain how to use it. So as I was saying, jump on Discord and join one of the Ring of Elysium channels. You can find them by Google searching Ring of Elysium Discord channel or ROE Discord channel, or you can join the one that I use when I haven't got any friends wanting to play. I'll put a link to that one in the description below as well. Once you're on the Discord channel, there's generally a channel in there called Looking for Group or Looking for Games, where people are advertising that they need one more player or 3 more players, etc. Some may specify that they're trying to rank up and only want players in the top 5% or the top 1%. But most players just simply want to have somebody to play with. You'll often find that these players on these servers are better than the average player. And so if you're still learning, that's a really good way to learn. You can watch the way they play, mimic their play styles. As I said before, they'll often tell you what to do to get better, and you'll quickly become a much better player. Another option is to join a Facebook page that's focused on Ring of Elysium, as you can usually meet people in these pages that are also wanting to find other people to play with. Regardless of what option you choose, you'll find if you get involved and are not a prick to the people that you play with, you'll soon have a good list of players that want to play with you all the time. Well, that's pretty much it for the new map and my tips and tricks on how to win. If you liked it, or I helped you in any way, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe. Subscribing really helps. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment below about what you thought of the video and hit that subscribe button. Have a great day, and don't forget, you're all awesome.